wonderful keynote speaker of our day today, the founder of Messy Church and now the head of the Growing Faith Foundation for the Anglican Church, which is a movement that exists to put children, young people and families at the heart of all the mission and ministry of the church by changing the culture of the Church of England. Do you believe that's possible? Oh, you're laughing at us. They're laughing at us. The non-Anglicans in the room, yes, I know, it's hard to imagine the change in the church, but this is what we're praying for, this is what we're hoping for, and Lucy is part of the new group that's helping that to happen. So Lucy, do come up, let's give Lucy a round of applause as she shares with us this morning.
Wonderful! I love my job, changing the culture in the Church of England. As Mike says, let's do it before breakfast. Actually, what made me take on this job was somewhere in the advertisement it said, this is a game changer of a job. And I thought, oh, this would be great, wouldn't it, to change the game of the Church of England as regards children and youth work. What if we could work together and really change the game? That would be exciting. Here we are today. What a great day this is, and what a great achievement to have had 7 of these already and be on the 8th joined up conference. How amazing is that? What an achievement as an area, a city, a diocese, a region. Brilliant to be here together. And I wonder how you're feeling at the start of today. Could we have the next slide, Steph? I've given my story my talk this title. How big is our butt? And it made me think of a rather sad and traumatic story, which I will share with you about my own childhood. I went to ballet classes as a small child, which was traumatic in itself because I always lost the little basket that had the silver bells and cockle shells in that we used for our dance for Mary, Mary, quite contrary. I can't believe I'm saying this. It always got lost. Anyway, the one thing I remember about the actual ballet class, isn't this weird, and I was about 4 years old at the time, was that the teacher, at one point we were standing in whatever position it is, and the teacher came behind and tapped me on the bottom and said, "Tuck your bottom in, Lucy." And I think it was at that moment that I had that complex, which so many poor women have, of my bottom is massive, it's the size of a planet, and I'm never going to get over it. Isn't it strange? She didn't mean that. She didn't mean I had a big bum. She just meant I had bad posture. But I remembered it, even at that early age, as my bottom was big. I want an R for that. Because I like that. Thank you for the sympathy. However, it's not a butt with 2 T's that we're talking about today. It's a different sort of butt, you'll be pleased to know. So you don't have to relive your ballet class traumas too. Just turn to the person next to you for a moment and tell them, if you would, find out their name first, obviously, but tell them, if you would, on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being a lot, how hopeful are you feeling about stuff at the moment? So how hopeful are you feeling? Just turn to the person next to you. So we get a general feel. If you're feeling like 10 out of 10, put your hand right up in the air. And if you're feeling 0 out of 10, put it near the floor. Let's just have a go at that. So hands up or down, or somewhere in the middle. Ooh, look around the room. Look at this. A few really, really hopefuls who I think are on 11. And most people sort of head high. Interesting. Thank you. And just one more question to ask the person next to you, perhaps. Thinking of the children and young people that you live or work with, how hopeful would you say they are at the moment? Great, thank you. Sorry to rush you on. Again, could we have a kind of handometer about where you feel the young people in your life are at the moment? Really, really hopeful, or really, really not hopeful? So, hands in the air or otherwise for your young people. Ooh, look around the room at this. Interesting. Thank you. One for thought. I want to share today a story which is really, really familiar to me. And if we could have the next slide, Steph, that would be great. It's the story of what we know as the feeding of the 5,000. And I was reading this and just thinking again, what an amazing story this is. And what it has to share with us about being disciples of Jesus, and something about what kingdom we're living in, and about hope. And I thought it would be a really good one to just think about going into the rest of today, and from today into the rest of our ministries. Because what you've got is you've got Jesus and his disciples on top of this mountain in the middle of nowhere. And they see this whopping great crowd coming towards them, desperate for teaching, desperate for miracles, desperate for stories, desperate just to be near Jesus and hear this amazing person talking just one more time. And Jesus sees them coming. And really interesting, Jesus, the way his mind works, the kind of kingdom that he's living in, that he's dwelling in, that he's bringing, that he is in himself. Because he looks at these people and he says, where can we buy food for all these people to eat? And he looks at his disciples for the answer. Now I wonder what is going through Jesus' mind at the time. Obviously I don't know, but I'm wondering if he's got in mind that verse from Isaiah 55, where it says, come you who are thirsty, come and drink, come and eat, and don't spend any money on the bread, but come and buy bread that will last. You know the one I mean, Isaiah 55, 1 to 2, where there's this kingdom of God that's just abundantly full of everything that you need for a brilliant life. It's got all the resources that you want. It's got not just 8 cakes with candles on, it's got 88 cakes, it's got 1,888 cakes, it's got 8,000 cakes, it's got limitless amounts of cake, this kingdom. What an amazing place. And Jesus sees all these people coming, and he's in that moment of, oh, this is great, all these people longing for the bread of life, for teaching, for healing, for food. And the kingdom of heaven is the place where they can get all that. How brilliant, they're coming goes straight to the budget. And he says, Philip answered him, it would take more than half a year's wages to buy enough bread for each one to have, like, a crumb. And so Philip is a gazillion miles away from the kingdom that Jesus is inhabiting at that moment. And you can just imagine Jesus just wanting to bang his head against a rock at that moment and kind of, come on guys, come on, can't you see this? Can't you see what I can see? And so he turns to Andrew. And Andrew is kind of in this halfway place. And you can imagine Jesus as Andrew starts his sentence. There's a boy here with 5 loaves and 2 fish. And Jesus is going, yes, there is. And then Andrew says, but what good is that among so many? And Jesus just with his head against a rock again. Oh, come on, people, can't you see? Can't you see that on the one hand you've got this child bringing what's needed, and on the other hand you've got the Son of God. This is not a but situation. This is a and what's going to happen situation. And of course we know what happens. Jesus sort of said, right, come on disciples, this is what we're going to do. And he takes the bread and the fish and they become this amazing feast on the hillside. The bread broken and blessed and shared out so much that everybody stuffs their faces, and there are 12 baskets of food left over. This is not a Philip sort of scenario. This is not a each person gets a bite scenario. This is a I am so full, I cannot eat another thing sort of scenario. This is the kingdom of heaven. This is abundance. It's a bit like today with all the workshops that you've got, all the wonderful stalls around, these sort of amazing organisations and resources that you've got to equip you in your ministry, the people that you're sitting with, this amazing crowd that God's given you, joined up together to live out this ministry together. This is a kingdom of abundance and joy and celebration, as we saw in those caves. And so much of it hangs on our attitudes, doesn't it? As we look at whether we are in the kingdom of the budgets and the limitations and the material stuff, which frankly is never going to be enough. It's never going to be enough. Even if you were given £100,000 tomorrow to spend on your ministry and your ministry alone, it wouldn't be enough. We'd always need more. But in the kingdom of Jesus, this abundant kingdom, then that but becomes an and. It becomes a world of possibilities. There's a boy here with 5 loaves and 2 fish. And how far will that go among so many? It turns from a situation of utter despair and shoulder shrugging into a situation of hope and expectation and faith, and it brushes away all that cynicism that we all feel creeping in as a temptation sometimes, and it opens up the door to this kingdom where, goodness me, anything could happen, and on that occasion it does. And so if you could just move on to the next and the one after that would be good. I wonder what it would look like in so many different situations if we change the buts that we are often tempted to use into and or so. And I've just stuck a few up there. Here's a boy with 5 small barley loaves and 2 small fish. Instead of saying but, you say, so how far will that go? I'm expecting you to act here, God. What's going to happen? For us, it might not be loaves and fish. It might be something a bit more kind of everyday. We've got 3 3 families connected to our church. But what use is that when we're in a community of 3,000? But if we start saying, this is what we've got, not what we haven't got, but this is what we've got, this is the loaves and the fish God's given us, then it becomes we've got these 3 families, and so what use is that when it comes to reaching a community of 3,000? The impossible can become the possible. Here's a teenager who's starting out, helping out with our social action project. But how long will they stick with it? Change it to and how long will they stick with it? It's an expression of hope, an expression of expectation. The local schools invited us in to lead collective worship, but what difference will that make? The local schools invited us in, and what difference will that make? It's all about looking at what we've got, what God's given us, and saying, this is what we need. This is all that we need in God's economy. If we're walking with God, this is enough. How can we expect him to act on this? It becomes excitement and positive, and I hope it's not too sort of cheesy and jolly and the sun is always shining and we can make do on a budget of 3.5p. It's more in God's hands. That tiny stuff becomes full of possibilities. Thanks. We can move on. Growing faith is tiny. It's just a tiny thing. We've got a minute budget, if I'm honest, and it's a tiny team, and yet we're hoping that God will do amazing things with it. It's this huge job to do to change the culture of the Church of England. We're trying to say to folk, look, we can do this. If we could all consider everything with children and young people at the heart of all that we do, if we never do anything without thinking of children and young people right there at the heart of it, then we can be a younger church, a growing church, a more diverse church, more the church that Jesus needs us to be. Thank you. And the way that we're doing it is what you're already doing in Sheffield so brilliantly through the St Ingrid project, the schools project. It's about churches, homes and schools all working together with the child at the centre, with the idea that where churches and households and schools work together, that's when children's spirituality has the best chance of being nurtured. So that's the way we're going with growing faith. I can tell you more about that later if you're interested. Thanks, Steph. We could just move on. I'll just tell one story for this of what the growing faith stuff looks like. A lot of churches kind of have difficulties with their local schools and feel that they can't work with them for whatever reason. And sometimes it's bad relationships from the past. And there was this school that I heard about where the church had fallen out big time with the local school, as only we can. They just hadn't done anything with the school. They weren't allowed in the school for a long time. There was a change in personnel, and the new minister really felt passionate about working in the school, really felt called to working in the school. And so he went to the head teacher and said, what can we do for you? And because of the past, the head was very cynical, was very definitely on the but spectrum. And she said, well, if you really want to help, you could bring in a tray of donuts to the staff room every Friday if you want. But of course you're not going to do that, are you? And Vicar went away, and that's what they did. Every Friday, they took in a tray of donuts to the staff room on a Friday for the staff to nibble at. And do you know, it school was writing in their newsletter what an amazing church the church was, and how much they enjoyed it, looking forward to working together in the future. All because of a little bit of humility and imagination from that church leader to go and say to the school, not, this is what we've got, let me tell you what we're going to do, but what do you need? What do you need? So, a lovely story of joining together of church and school. If we can flip through the next few, just because time's getting on to that one, brilliant. Just as we finish, I wonder how your butt is today. And I just think days like today are such an opportunity. It's like a picnic on a hillside with loads and loads of food, sharing around, not actual cake, because I noticed, apart from honourable exceptions, most people have actually stuffed their cake already. However, I'm not going to judge. What books might we have come with today? And could those be changed into and or so? I think especially when we're in this kind of post-pandemic, slightly depressed, slightly exhausted, slightly frightened for the future sort of temptation to think like that. I think it's really good to take days like today and make a deliberate decision to say, I am not going to be a but person. I am going to be an and person. And when you hear people around you in the rest of today, if they sneak a but into the conversation, perhaps just gently pull them up on it and say, do you mean but? Do you mean but? Could we change that into an and or a so instead? A few examples of how that might look. I've come, but who will speak to me? I know nobody, that's all going to be horrible and miserable. If instead we're coming in, I've come, and who's going to speak to me? Doesn't that open up the door of possibilities and hope and gosh, who's God going to put in my path today? How exciting is that? I'm on the lookout for people that I'm going to speak with and they're going to speak with me. What a difference. I'll go to the workshops. I've heard it all before, but what difference will it make? I'm going to the workshops, so what difference are they going to make? What a change of attitude that is. What a kingdom thing that is, to step into that kingdom of hope and expectation and being in a place of learning. I'm here, but how can today have an impact on my difficult ministry? I'm here, and how can today have an impact? So I'd encourage you, whenever you hear somebody today going, oh, it's all very well, but just note that with them, and then duck, because they might slap you. But just let's turn our books into ands, because I think when Jesus was on that hillside and just desperate for his disciples to be in the kingdom of abundance with him, wouldn't it be lovely if he was going, yes, they've got it, instead of, Andrew, really? We've got the experience of hindsight. Let's step into the kingdom, not of buts, but of ands. Have a wonderful day, and I hope it's a really fantastic one, full of hope for your ministry and those of